Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Amber, and today I'm calling this video Weight Loss 102. If you didn't catch my Weight Loss 101 video the other day, go back and watch that. But today I am sharing with you all of I'm just going to outline them. Obviously, I don't have time for the sake of one video to delve in terribly deep, but I'm going to outline all of the key points of the principles that I have learned so far, having lost 61 pounds out of 103 pounds. So I have 42 more pounds to go, you guys. Super excited. And if you don't know, I joined Weight Watchers December 26th, 2018 at the highest weight in my entire life at 248. I needed to make some changes. That was following 3 surgeries and cancer, and I was having chest pain and heart palpitations, which sent me to the cardiologist, and he's the one who recommended Weight Watchers. So lately I have had many friends and family ask me, okay, Amber, what's your secret? How have you been able to lose all this weight? I have kind of chatted with my husband about this. It is pretty amazing. I mean, 61 pounds. I personally do not know anyone who has lost 60 pounds plus. I don't. I mean, you see TV shows about people who lose, 100 pounds, 150 pounds, whatever. But 61 pounds, really? How do you do that? So I recently had a family member come over, and I shared with her everything I know, or at least a lot of the things that I know. So I want to talk to you today about some of those things. So I say it all the time because I believe it. I am not employed by Weight Watchers, but it is a program that has a lot of science, a lot of research behind it, and it works. So the basic crux of Weight Watchers is, monitoring how your food intake, your caloric intake, by tracking points, because every food is assigned a point value based on the sugars, the fats, etc. But also tracking accountability, and not everyone on Weight Watchers does it the same way. And of course, now they have rolled out 3 new plans: the blue, the green, the purple. I'm currently doing the purple. So you can do it a variety of different ways, right? For me, for Amber, I really, really embrace clean eating. That is my mode of operation. And really, that has been the way I have eaten for many years, honestly. I just ate too many carbs. And, over the years, a lot of fast food here and there too. But once I, really began to track my points, I saw how many extra points I was taking in. But also, of course, I gained 50 pounds through, all my recovery from my surgeries. So on top of already needing to lose 50 pounds. But I have long embraced the clean eating method, because it's what our body actually needs. The closer we can eat our foods to its natural state, the better it is for us. Now, having said that, I am on the Weight Watchers Connect app, and I read, what people post there. There are plenty of people who eat in ways that are very different, that I believe are healthy. Not to say I never eat anything that is unhealthy, but I try to limit it, okay? But some people do artificial sweeteners. I don't. I don't believe that they are good for us. I know a lot of people do consume them. Obviously, there's a big market for it, but I just personally don't. So, everybody does it differently, but I would highly recommend Weight Watchers. I will be beating that drum for forever because it has revolutionized my life. while I knew a lot of nutritional, you know, nuggets of wisdom before, it wasn't until I had a plan, a tangible plan that I could actually implement in my life. I knew a lot of stuff up here, but sometimes it's not enough to know it up here, right? We actually have to do it. So, yeah. So Weight Watchers, that is foundational to me. You know, I see all these ads, you know, buy our food and, you know, with different programs, or lose weight for good. What is that? Or lose belly fat, as if we get to choose where the fat comes off. Because I can target some areas if so. The real thing, the heart of the matter is, once you lose that overall weight, the weight will come off everywhere eventually through toning, etc. But, you know, just not a fan of, you know, just all these different programs that are not healthy for us. You know, like I said, food in its natural state, or at least as close as possible. Lots of fruits and vegetables, lots of lean meats, chicken and fish. I try to limit my red meats, you know, and whether you know, want to have them several times a week, you know, I don't see a problem with that personally, but it's all in moderation. So combining what we are eating with how much we are moving. We need to move. Now, if you've been following my channel for a while, you know that I have had a rough recovery, and I am thankful to be able to say that I have been walking almost every day for the last couple weeks now, I guess. So I set my workout clothes the night before, and down to the shoes and the socks. And so I know already, I've programmed my brain that, Amber, you're getting out there. It's your time. Let's do this. So, yep. So I show up and I get out there and I do it, and I feel so good. I feel accomplished. I feel good physically. It's just awesome. So what we are eating, how much we are moving, start where you are. If you can't do much, start somewhere, you know. So food, activity, and then mindset, the 3 pillars of Weight Watchers, right? So I would say mindset is everything. So get your head in the game. You know, we all want to lose weight. I've said this before. It was on my New Year's resolution for 30 years, 20 years, I don't know, whatever it was, a long time. But then how do we break that overall huge goal down, right? Baby steps, little bites, right? How do you eat an elephant 1 bite at a time, right? So yes, so how are we going to lose weight? So like I said, highly recommend Weight Watchers, moving more and getting your head in the game. Write down why you want to do this and consult it often. I recommend keeping a journal, just to document your journey and your struggles, your victories, and any words of wisdom you would tell yourself, and you know, things that you'll want to look back on. Take before and after pictures, get out the measuring tape and measure yourself, so you can see the progress when the scale is not telling the story. Sometimes our scales, they don't capture the accurate story, because, you know, you might be retaining fluid, you know, anything. It depends on the time of day. But once we measure ourselves, then we can really see our progress, and it takes time. Be patient with yourself. This is something that I have to remind myself all the time. I am very type A. I want to get it done, and let's just do it and have it over with, right? But that's not how life is. It's all about the process, like I said the other day. So bit by bit, day by day. And then, like I said, once I reach my goal, which will be huge, you know, then it's a matter of maintaining. So this has to be a daily thing that we walk out every day. So once we have our food intake down and exercise some discipline, tracking, all that good stuff. And once we get our exercise in gear and our head in the game, of course, I think I said that in the wrong order. It should be head in the game first because everything else will follow. But so our food, activity, and mindset, once we get all that's good. That's a good starting place. But I'd like to talk about a few other things too, because our eating and our physical bodies, there's some other things that come into play with that, and that is our emotions. And I would highly recommend keeping a thankfulness journal, a gratitude journal. And whether you write out full sentences or it's bullet points, I recommend writing them in that every day, every few days, whatever you can do, maybe like 3 things that you're thankful for that day. Because studies show that the more we're grateful, the happier we are. And I think that part of that is because we're actually recognizing that there are some good things in our lives. Instead of focusing on the negative, we actually realize that, oh, yeah, I got it pretty good. But, they say that when you find things to be grateful for, you'll never run out, because there's always so much to be grateful for, right? So start a gratitude journal. And I would say if you have some unforgiveness in your life, I would really recommend dealing with that, because you do know that unforgiveness can cause a root of bitterness. And do you know that there's studies actually that can really tear you up physically. So don't let things fester. Deal with it. Ask God to help you. Whether it needs to be you asking someone else to forgive you or you forgive someone else, forgiveness is a big deal, because it robs us of our peace. And that's what I want to talk about next, peace. We all have some measure of stress in our lives because it's 2020, right? But this year, one of my focus things is to just keep it simple. Keep it simple, Amber. Like I said, I'm type A. I like to do everything with excellence and to the best of my ability, and I have these grand ideas. But sometimes, bringing that down a few notches, it's okay. It's okay. Let it go. So God is helping me with this, and that will reduce your stress level, honestly. But that is what I am seeking, because when we're not as stressed, guess what that also means in terms of eating? Not that I'm a stress eater, but it does affect us. But it affects literally every part of your life. Stress does. So I would encourage you, the Bible says with as much as lies within you, be at peace with all men. Because there's something to be said about peace, right? And God knows that we need it. We need peace in our lives. So my goal is to, there's a scripture in Psalms that I love, and it says, may the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be pleasing and acceptable to you. And then there's another passage that says that, may my lips be a life-giving fountain. And as I have mentioned, I will be 50 next month, and I am sometimes a slow learner, I guess. But in recent years, the point has really been driven home that, you know what? You have the power to make someone's day, to help them to feel better, or to feel worse. The worlds were spoken into existence by God. There's power in the words that we say. So one of my other focuses is on building other people up and speaking words of life and not tearing them down. Sometimes we can, I've talked about this with my kids, we can just speak idle words, just words that don't really make a difference. But words do make a difference. And so I encourage you to speak words of life, speak positive words, and even towards yourself. Our self-talk, it matters. So I encourage you to speak positive words. There was a lady in one of our meetings, our Weight Watcher meetings, she said that she kind of wrestled with some negative self-talk. And so she challenged herself for every negative line of thinking that every negative thought that she would have, she had to say 3 positive things about herself. I thought that was awesome. That's a great way to break that habit. But you have to believe in yourself. So, starting where you are. So increasing your peace, do whatever it is. For me, I am limiting my computer time, and especially in the evenings. And I am just reading, listening to my Audible books, listening to quiet music. Our brains, they need time to recharge. We can't constantly be bombarding our minds with information, sometimes useless information. But our brains need that time to recharge so they can function optimally. So, weight loss is about food, but it's about so much more. So that's why I brought up these other points. I am a firm believer also in supplements and vitamins. Some people don't agree, but they have worked for me. And thankfully, I am almost 50 next month, and I do not currently take any prescriptions. I was recently telling a family member this, and she said, well, what about your husband? I said, no, he doesn't take any prescriptions either. And she was shocked. She's a nurse. And so I am blessed. We are blessed. But we eat a healthy diet. We try to move more. We haven't reached that, that pinnacle where we're at like optimum health, but we're on our way. But so I'm thankful that we do not take any prescriptions, but I do really rely on my vitamins and my supplements. And I encourage you to do your own research. If you have a particular health need, do research online and, seek out the experts in that field for whatever area it is, because I think supplements definitely have their place. So that is a big area for me that I get a lot of benefits from. So all of these things, think about them. I hope that, some of this might be helpful to you. Like I said, I am often asked, how are you losing this weight? So these are some of the things that I would definitely recommend. And, I'm still learning. I'm still on my way, but I've learned a lot through this journey. And of course, I've also learned a lot through my cancer journey. I've learned that, it doesn't matter how many days you have to live, that life is short. Focus on the priorities. Focus on the things that you say up here are priorities, but sometimes we don't really act them out. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to have regrets, and you want to have lived out your life fulfilled. So I encourage you to think about these things. Comment below if you have anything to add. I will be talking about this for as long as I have this YouTube channel. But I hope that you find some encouragement and some help, and I will talk to you soon. God bless.